Welcoming guys, and I thought I would talk about again. I've done a lot of scout reports the last month or so I thought I would have a chance now to sit down as we're a few weeks away, like what 3 weeks away now from the draft. I thought I would sit down, sit down, and I would talk about what the Lions need, and I would have a deep dive of really. I did this last year, and I like what was the priorities last year, and kind of not the same what they are for this year, because we didn't address the issues in the free agency. We'll talk about that at some point. So we didn't address the problems in the with the Lions last year in the draft. Realistically, I said that in the past, but I'm here again talking about what the Lions need for the 2026 draft, and when I'm doing this, and this draft class is one of the worst draft classes in my opinion. I've scouted a lot of these guys now, and I've been saying if you guys have been watching the scout reports, back up third, whatever, like day 3, day 2 picks, maybe day 4 pick. I'm not been impressed with this draft. So again, trust the Lions that they need to do a big rebuild job, especially on the defense side of the ball, and the draft class is kind of the weakest it is. You know what I mean? But let's talk about, like I said, I did this last year. What are the approaches for the Lions going into this 2026 draft class? Now, obviously last year, offensively we wasn't that bad. Like we still had Jamar Gibbs, Dave Montgomery, Isaiah Tesla, who we drafted last year, and when he played, we actually looked really good, and we was a real big threat when he was playing, when he was healthy. But again, there's a lot of big problems, especially defensively. And start off first, center. Um, Ultimately, well, but the offensive line was just a mess. I know we had some additions in there, um, but we didn't address it. I don't think the best. Like we played, we were playing. Well, we had Tyler Decker was our starting was starting in the offensive line. He's 32, and he's consistently he again was injured for most of the season. Like he was injured a lot of the season. Like what the fuck are we starting Tyler Decker for? He cannot last a 18 game season. And you wonder why Goff was getting turned over a lot. I know Goff didn't play well last year, but it didn't help that he had a 32-year-old behind him trying to protect him. So if you're looking at this, you've got to definitely look at offensive line. And a couple of guys that you're looking at in this draft class, like Monroe or Freeling from Georgia, could be an option. I wouldn't mind him as an option against bodies in numbers, but we need to definitely um, um, put the age down of some of these guys in this offensive line. And Tyler Decker is getting moved on anyway, so it's a good start. So again, Spencer Manow from Utah could be an option. You look at Monroe Freeling, who again a lot of people in their draft boards I've looked at tipping him as a high draft pick. I wouldn't mind him for the Lions. Blake Miller from Clemson. There's a couple of options that you could put in there, but we definitely need to look at replacing Tyler Decker. And again, he's getting moved on. Again, center. Graham Glasgow got injured a lot in 2025. He was injured for quite a lot of the season. He has been released now, so we definitely are looking at a center now to replace him. We definitely need to maybe look in free agency or somebody there. We have beefed up the offensive line in the offseason because we did trade David Montgomery away for a pick. We did trade David Montgomery away for a draft pick, and then we traded somebody from the Houston Texans. I didn't put his name down, but we traded him away, and we got somebody in the offensive line who was from the Houston Texans. And the Texans last year weren't the best offense, even the offensive line weren't the best. Not the best start, but at least we got bodies and numbers, and that's what matters. Um, and then you're looking at defensively, though, again, we had this problem in 2024. Defensively, we're having this problem again in 2025. I don't want to sit here in September after the preseason and say defensively we didn't do enough in the draft or in the free agency. So defensively, we're looking at especially an edge rusher, a safety, and a quarterback. I mean, definitely somebody who can help with pass rush. Aiden Hutchinson last year he just basically tried to help this secondary on his own, and he did 14. Last year, Aiden Hutchinson had 14.5 sacks last season. And again, he's been carrying us for the last 2 seasons. Like 2024, even he had half a season Aiden Hutchinson's numbers were 7.5 sacks per game. His sack numbers this past season, 2025, were 14.5. So again, he was healthy for a bit more. We had him for a bit longer of the season in 2025 than in 2024. But his sack numbers went up tremendously. We know that he's the only guy kind of helping this team. Again, our pass rush percentage last season was 32. It was like really near the bottom of like pass rush percentage, like in the stats wise, it was butt last in kind of like pass rush wins. So when the pass rusher was trying to was trying to win tackles against the offense, we were butt last. So that's the position pass rush has to be addressed. We were linked, and I know it's not going to happen now. We were linked with we were they were talking about having to trade for Max Crosby, and then he was going to go to the Baltimore, and then they found something in his medical, and then now he's staying in the Raiders. The poor guy. Again, I know he's not had the best. I know Max Crosby's not the best of seasons, but I wouldn't mind him being with the Lions because again, he's a good defensive player. I just think he just rounded some dumb, just rounded just a really dumpster fire of an organization like the Raiders. But it could be again. People say, "Oh, it's like Michael Parsons." Like again, he could be good, but again, he might not. Again, he was bad. He was bad with Max Crosby. He could be even worse without that kind of thing. But again, I wouldn't have mind Max Crosby coming in and helping, especially on the pass rush. I think he's 29. I know he's 30 next year, but ultimately, if you want to be if you want to win football, if you want to be in the here and now and start winning championships, you've got to get somebody like Max Crosby in. But yeah, especially we need somebody at pass rush. Cornerback has to be addressed because a lot of the time Brian Branch was injured for a lot of last season. A couple of games I talked about on my recaps, he was very much like a deer in headlights a couple of times. He was basically, people were just, a lot of the offense was just taking advantage of Brian Branch last year. He didn't have a good year, to be honest. Again, the season before though, he got him, like, he was Rookie of the Year, he got in the Pro Bowl. But again, yeah, Brian Branch did get injured, and we had then we had Thomas Harper come in, and he did a decent job for the back end of 2026. But again, he got injured. Safety has to be addressed. It's like another position that Kirby Jones, he's been good the last couple of years, but again, he missed 11 games last year. 11 games. I think it's time to move on. He's been a decent hand for us for the last couple of years, but he missed the majority of 2025. I think it's time Kirby Jones moves on as a safety. And then you're kind of looking at, like, again, if we're not getting the Max Crosby, you're looking at kind of edge rushers I've been looking at, especially like pass rushers. I've been impressed with Arvell Reeves. I've talked about. I think he's probably one of my favorite edge rushers in this class. Definitely Ruben Bain Jr. if he comes down. Ruben Bain Jr. if he's still on the board, I would definitely be looking at Ruben Bain Jr. Peter Woods, I've been from Clemson, has been a guy, from Clemson. He's a guy that I've been looking at as well that could be a good pass rusher. And then cornerbacks as well, like a couple of people in this cornerback class you could go for. I mean, we went for DJ Reed last year, and I think that was just a bad decision overall from Brad Holmes. Cornerback position though, like if you're looking to draft a cornerback in this draft class, which I think we absolutely should be looking at a cornerback in this draft class, Caleb Downs from Ohio State is one I'd be looking at. Emmanuel McNeil Warren from Toledo. Then Jalen Kilgore from South Carolina. That's kind of maybe like a late day 3 pick. And Dylan Thielman from Oregon. Again, that could be like a late day 3 or early day 4 pick. But again, if you're beefing up positions that you need at cornerback. And then maybe like the last one you could have is AJ Howley from LSU. But ultimately, we're going to get this this offseason has to be addressed. We have to come out of this offseason, go into this 2026 season with having addressed the issues we need, like cornerback, safety, pass rush, center, offensive line. We need to beef up the offensive line and beef up that defense, because again, you're looking at the NFC North. And you're looking at the Bears, and I know the Bears, I was looking at some like Bear channels just to have the real perspective what they were doing in free agency. And I know that they're having some financial problems. Like they was going to go for Max Crosby, and they pulled out of the deal. But yeah, you got other teams in the league making moves. I know that we got Isaiah Pacino as a replacement to Montgomery now, which is a great, I think is a big upgrade in my opinion. That running back, but yeah, so far I just think we need to just continue. We need to beef up this defense because we're not going to be getting to Super Bowls or even winning a championship. We're just going to be the same old kind of double-digit winning team, and maybe we get into the back door in the wild card and we get eliminated. Because again, it's okay. Like again, that's what kind of the Bears had last year. The Bears were outscoring everybody else because they had a shit defense. If they had a good defense, they would have actually won Super Bowl last year. But especially you're looking at, we definitely need a couple of starters on that defense, a couple of starters on the offensive line. I'm liking what we're doing offensively. We've got Jahmyr Gibbs. We have Isaiah Pacino from the Chiefs. We have Isaiah Tesla. Sam Laporta, again, I know he was injured a bit last year, but again, we still got him in that position at tight end. We've got some good units. Hopefully Jared Goff can have a better year. But yeah, you're especially looking at that, like, especially I'm looking at the Vikings. Like, you can definitely, I don't want to be but last in the NFC North, like, especially the Vikings, and recently they traded Kyler Murray to Minnesota. So again, they're looking to tank for 2026 because they're looking at JJ McCarthy. Like 2 years, one was injured. Rookie year was 2025. It didn't go well. Kyler Murray for 2026, and we'll look for a quarterback 2027. Yeah, but ultimately the NFC North, especially again with the Bears, what they're doing, and the Packers, especially what the Bears did last year, we've got to definitely get our shit together. And I want to be there and see my team appear at a Super Bowl. We've never been in a Super Bowl. I don't want to watch on TV and watch the Seahawks. And I mean, again, a perfect time that we could have got Super Bowl was 2024. But again, we didn't fix the defense. The offense led us to those championship games in 2024. I don't want us to go into 2027 and not address the issues that we needed. So ultimately, leave your guys' thoughts on what you think the Lions should be doing in this 2026 free agency and draft. I just thought I'd come on here, give my thoughts on it, and give my opinion on it, and yeah, hype up the video, guys. I do have a couple more scout reports coming up in the next coming days. You may see them in a day or two, but I wanted to get this video out first so I can get all this. There's been a lot of shit that's been going on in my mind talking about this, but yeah, thanks guys, bye.